it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 161 of My TV. And in this week's episode, I'm going to talk all about the one thing that I did right at the beginning of my journey, which is 13 years ago when I was a self-employed freelance VA. The one thing I did and the one book I read that if I had to give myself advice, now that I'm older, I would give myself the same advice, and it's the advice I want to give to you if you want to leverage your time, be able to serve more people, have more hours in the day, be able to do more than just you doing the thing on your own, then this is the episode for you. So you might see that I'm in a new location. Well, I've got very exciting news. MiPA are about to get a new home, and it's behind me, and you might be able to see Ralph just behind me here, like a little slug, not as excited as I am. And the reason why we've not moved in yet, and we're hoping it's going to be in July, but the reason why I'm stood in here today is because in March, it was 13 years since I quit my job as a PA and I became a freelance VA. Was becoming a thing at the time. Nobody really knew what it was, but it was becoming a thing, so I became a self-employed virtual assistant. And over the course of the past 13 years, I've grown it from me to other services, to a bigger team, to now a team of 20. And this office is like double the size that we have at the moment, and there are ultimately things that have led us to this place. You know, we have a good culture. I have real clarity about where I want to go. I know how many customers I want to get every month. Between you and I want to get 4 PA customers every month and 20 MyCall customers every month. And having that clarity, it drives everything I do. It drives my marketing. It drives the calls I make. It drives the people that we need to employ. Like that, those two numbers are everything in my business at the moment. And whilst all these things are getting us to a better place and we're helping more people and we're enjoying the journey as well, which I talk a lot about, focusing on the fun stuff, which is what I want everybody to be able to do in their business, because although, I know most self-employed people start their own business to do what they love, but ultimately becomes a very different beast than they expect it to be. Some of the advice and the thing that I did right back in the beginning, even when it was just me, when I was working in my back bedroom, at home, going to BNI, networking, getting customers, and always dreaming of how am I going to turn my business from me, billing time for money, helping the clients that I could help in the day. I always had in my head, and I'll be honest, like most of the time it didn't really feel like it was going to happen, like how I would get from me to being the PA team, the call team, 20 of us at the moment so far. And the key thing that really changed it for me is this book. Now, this is the big version of it, and it's called The E-Myth. The actual original E-Myth, which I advise everybody who's watching this now to read, is like half the size. This is like the mastery version, and to be fair, I couldn't find the original E-Myth on the bookshelf, so I thought I'll get this. But the E-Myth, if you haven't read it, and if you are delivering the service that you do, so if you are an IT support specialist and you deliver the IT support, if you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, if you're a dentist, if you are running your business and delivering the service, then the best thing you can do this summer when you take a holiday in the UK, I'm sure, is to buy a copy of the E-Myth from Amazon. Now, ultimately, to give you my short MyPA synopsis, it's a story about a lady that has a pie shop, and she loves making pies. And like most of us, like when I was a PA, I really enjoyed being a PA, and I loved the impact that I made on people. I loved how I could help them, but I also really enjoyed the relationship building part. Now, when you become self-employed in what you do all of those things, but then all of a sudden you realise you have to learn all the other things around it. You then get really busy. You then work in evenings and weekends. You're then wondering how are you going to get somebody else in to help you to do things like you do them. Like I know what a real, excuse my language, shit hot PA is like. I know how they act, I know what they do, I know the questions they ask. And so then you start asking yourself, well, how am I going to get what's in here out into an assistant, an employee, a VA, a PA? what is that process like? And the E-Myth, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. And I can't believe that I'm on actually episode 161 and I've never done an episode on the E-Myth before, because it is like the original business book. It's like the, the business like 101 guide of how you start to get yourself out of the dirt and into the clouds, as I would say. So I don't think I finished my story, but ultimately the book is about a person who has a pie shop. They love making the pies, and they make great pies and people buy them, and they get busier and busier and busier. And just like you and I know, and most self-employed business owners know, you get busier, your free time's gone. You work the evenings, you work the weekends, you do everything you can to keep on top of it. Let enough time pass and you start thinking, oh, I'm not quite enjoying this as much as I used to. And it creeps in to say like, oh God, I wish I could spend Saturday with my family. I wish I didn't have to be responding to people all the time. Like you get into this, you get stuck in mud, for want of a better word. And the E-Myth lays out in the most amazing way. It's a great story. It maps out how the owner of the pie shop goes from making pies, getting stressed out, getting tired, not having enough time in the day, not enjoying the pie shop anymore because they're having to do everything they never wanted to do. And as I talk about a lot, they're not focusing on the fun stuff. They're not focusing on the things they really like. And it takes you from one stressed out pie shop owner, to the methodology and the method, the way through to be able to get somebody else making pies, to be able to get somebody else serving your customers the way you would, to get somebody else buying the things for the pies, to get somebody else taking the money for the pies. And ultimately, it just maps out in a really clear and easy and light bulb moment way how you can get it from just being you on your own doing everything to getting the help that you need to. And I guess the best summary is to getting the secret sauce out of you, so everything that makes you great, how you do what you do best, getting that out of you and starting to multiply it and leverage it so that it's not just you on your own doing everything, but you have people around you who can help and still make sure you're doing your thing in the best way. It is great prep if you want to start working with a PA or an assistant, and it really gets you into a great frame of mind. So, episode 161, I hope this gets your head out the dirt and into the clouds. I, 13 years ago, sat in my back bedroom thinking about how I would get my knowledge of a PA to be a real business with lots of staff and lots of customers and doing things in the way I wanted it. And the E-Myth has been and still is a massive part of that. It's the foundation of me 13 years ago. So I really recommend you go, you buy it on Amazon and you take it on holiday this summer, because it's one of the best things you could do if you feel stuck in the mud, how to get further, how to duplicate yourself. I hope this week's episode of MiTV gets your head out of the dirt and into the clouds, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks when I'm going to be here full time and I'm going to show you our snazzy new office, which I hope to see you at very soon. See you then. Bye bye.